Hello everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today's video is a little bit different because this video is specifically for Artemi Panarin. So I know that you're probably getting a lot of crap from people saying that you're kind of screwing the Jackets over by potentially leaving us and not signing with us. And I just wanted to say that I'm not one of those fans. The point of this video is to show you my appreciation and fellow fan appreciation, try and convince you to stay, and if I can't do that, then wish you the best of luck with whatever you do moving forward in your career. I'm going to attempt to put a Russian translation of the things I'm saying at the bottom of the screen so that it will be easier for you to understand. So when I heard that we traded Brandon Saad back to Chicago and got you in return, I immediately Googled your name because I wasn't that familiar with players outside of the Blue Jackets realm. And I was shocked to find that Jarmo was able to make that trade happen. Saad had 53 points, which isn't bad, but he wasn't playing how we wanted him to, and we were able to get you in return, a young Russian player, his second season in the NHL, scoring 70+ points both seasons, for essentially nothing. So that was crazy to me. And obviously I was excited to have a player like you on the team to help us hopefully win and get to the playoffs and eventually win a cup. So I went to the home opener that season, which was your first game with the Blue Jackets. You put up 3 assists that game, 3 points, and I just knew that you fit in, you belonged here with us. That same season, you put up 82 points, the most that you've ever scored in the NHL, and you did that without Patrick Kane, as many people thought you would not be able to do. Since that time, you've developed a really great chemistry with Cam Atkinson and Pierre-Luc Dubois, as well as all of the other members of the team. The fans love you. We think you're hilarious. You're very sweet. You're constantly interacting with fans. You stop your car after games to sign autographs, even through these tough times where some fans may not say the nicest things to you. And at one point, you may or may not remember, you retweeted one of my videos I made for you, and at this point, it's gotten to 25,000 views. So thank you a lot. I appreciate it. When I told fellow fans that I was making this video, a few of them were upset. They didn't really understand why I would be supporting you or why I would be trying to convince you to stay, because they think that you're essentially screwing us over, that you're pulling a Tavares, that you're Jeff Carter, which is ridiculous to say in my eyes. And I don't see that. You are a young player. This opportunity that you have right now to potentially choose where you'll play for the rest of your career, not many players get that opportunity. So I understand, I'm not mad about it, and I would probably be doing the same thing, and I'm sure the decision isn't easy for you as many people think it is. Now last season, some of you may or may not be aware of the article written by Aaron Portzline, one of the Athletic reporters, about Panarin's background and how he became to be the hockey player he is today. I recently subscribed so that I could read this article, and it's a really, really touching article, and I'm just gonna kind of summarize it for you. Obviously, I'm not going to share the whole thing. If you want to read that, you need to subscribe. So in this article, Aaron asks Panarin about his childhood, how he grew up, how he came to be the man he is today. And Panarin lays it all out for us. At the age of 8 years old, his parents divorced, and he was essentially adopted in by his grandparents, who were very poor. His grandfather was a former hockey player, now factory worker. His grandma was a seamstress. They didn't make much money, and all the money that they had, they used for Artemi. Because of his grandpa's love for hockey, he decided to try and get Artemi involved in hockey himself. And like I said, they didn't have much money, so all of the equipment that Artemi used was either made by his grandma from just random scraps and fabrics that she found laying around, or things that they found laying around at the ice rink that he played at. The skates that Panarin wore were so big, he had to wear another pair of shoes inside of them. The gloves that they used were so thick that Panarin couldn't feel the stick in his hand. He couldn't really feel the puck hitting the stick. It was very awkward and uncomfortable for him. The kids he skated with at this rink had the better equipment, the better gear, so oftentimes they would make fun of him for his gear, for being poor, and for not being very good at hockey. Although he wasn't very good, Panarin didn't let that stop him. He went to the rink 6 days a week. His grandpa would either drive him or he would take the 35-minute bus ride alone. Eventually, Panarin almost quit playing hockey because he got cut from the junior team that he was playing for and was sent down to their second-tier team. One of Panarin's family friends found a boarding school that had a hockey team linked to the KHL, so he and his friend decided they were going to go try out for this team. It was a 2-day-long train ride to get there, but when he finally arrived, he was fitted with new gear and new equipment that fit him perfectly. The gloves were just the right size, the skates fit him, they weren't uncomfortable or wobbly, and that really excited him and kind of reignited the flame for him to keep trying and to persevere forward. After being at the boarding school for 4 years, Panarin had improved drastically. His love for hockey had increased significantly, his skills increased, and in 2011 he was selected to play in the World Junior Championships, and he scored the game-winning goal in overtime. And then obviously now he's in the NHL. He was signed by the Chicago Blackhawks in 2015, undrafted. Reading Panarin's story made me emotional because the kid came from nothing. There were so many opportunities for him to give up, but he powered through all of the adversities that he faced and has become one of the most promising players in the entire NHL. And obviously Panarin cares deeply for his grandparents. If it weren't for them, he wouldn't be here playing in the NHL, living the life that he's living. So he feels like he owes everything to them. There's a quote in the article where Artemi says, "I was pretty young at the time. I was a child. So I didn't understand all of this, all of what they did for me. And now I understand how difficult it was, and of course, I owe them so much. Everything." To me, this quote itself shows how not selfish Panarin is. I think a lot of fans think that he's selfish. He's not considering the Blue Jackets' opinions and thoughts and feelings and future. He's not a selfish person. He's got to put himself first. This is what any of us do when it comes to finding a job. Obviously, we care about the company, we care about, the people we work with, but in the end, our feelings and what we need and what we want are more important and come first. And for Panarin, it's not even about himself, it's about his grandparents. He wants to be able to do for them what they did for him, give them everything. This guy has worked so hard his entire life. There's never been an easy moment for him. It's never been a smooth sailing ride. He has had to work for every bit that he has now. So I think he deserves the opportunity to consider all of his choices, even if that means leaving the Blue Jackets. Like I said, Artemi, you've probably experienced some backlash from some pretty angry fans, but there are plenty of people that still love and adore you. Surely everyone saw the offer from High Bank Distillery offering Panarin free vodka for life. This sparked a ton of different companies offering Panarin free things for life if he signed with Columbus. Aside from the local businesses, there are so many fans that have nothing but nice things to say about you, so I'm going to include some of those here. Some videos, some tweets, some Facebook posts that I saw from people.
Thanks to the stick, Artemi. You're my favorite player before then, and you always will be. I love you!
Hey, Bread Man. My name's Trevor. This is my puppy. His name's Artemi. Hey, say hi. Say hi. No? Okay. I did name him after you, because you've already had a major impact on Columbus, and we would love you to stay, but if at the end of the day that doesn't come to be, I wish you nothing but the best, and you'll always have a special place in Columbus.
Hey Artemi, it's Kristen. I just want to say thank you for everything you've done for me. Giving me that meet and greet after you got traded from Chicago was literally the best, and I can't thank you enough. I remember it all the time. And thank you for all the times you would stop after a game, either sign my jersey, take a picture, or just to say hi. It literally meant a lot to me that you would actually stop and take the time to, meet me again and all that. So thank you for everything. I wish you the best of luck and keep being great.
Lastly, I want to make my plea to you to stay. I know this won't do much to convince you, but the video wouldn't be complete unless I tried. Your agent Dan said it best in Aaron's article. We talked about this on the day he was traded, that he was fortunate enough he ended up in Columbus. He was in the role of number 2 guy in Chicago. Now he's number 1 in Columbus. To me, that's his team in Columbus. It's time for him to step up and be the guy. And this is so true. You are a star here, and if you sign here with us, you'll always be a star here. Every team in the league has their player. Crosby, Matthews, McDavid, Ovechkin, Kucherov. Everybody has their star player. Columbus has always been that team that's just kind of like in the background that people don't care about. But when you got traded here, people were listening. People know your name. I think Columbus has been yearning for their star players since Rick Nash left. Personally, I think you're better than Rick Nash. And I know that's not gonna be a popular thought amongst other CBJ fans that have been following the team for years, but I do think it. I mean, you beat franchise records your first season here with us, 82 points, 55 assists. That beat Nash's records, and I think the longer you stay here, the more records you're gonna break. Obviously, you and Cam work so well together, and if I had to choose, Cam and Seth Jones are two kind of top guys on the team, and you fit right in there with them. You're a leader, you're a funny guy, you're intelligent, your puck handling skills are amazing, you're quick on your feet. You guys work so well together, and I just would hate to see that dynamic broken up. Being number one comes with lots of money, obviously, and the Blue Jackets have the money to give you. Like I said, we don't really have that player that we're paying like an Austin Matthews or we're paying like a Connor McDavid. So we have the money to give you. And I know that you say in the article that money isn't the issue here. Everyone wants to make the most money. So we have the money to give you. I mean, obviously a lot of other teams do too, but Columbus is just such a great place. The fan base is just so great. The city is so great. I don't live in Columbus myself, but I want to. Every time I go up there for games, I fall more in love with the city. There's so much to do there, whether you're kind of wanting to go out and party and be in that scene, or if you're wanting to start a family and do that kind of thing. There's plenty of opportunities for you in Columbus. There's also a nice airport there that you can go to Florida anytime you want, because we're going to be paying you tons of money. So you have all the money you want to go to any beach you want. I've always been of the opinion that if you live on a beach or near a beach, it's not as fun because it's more fun to vacation there than it is to live there all the time. That's just my opinion, so consider that too. Going back to how wonderful the fans are, they have put up with so much since the beginning of the Blue Jackets franchise. Obviously, the Blue Jackets weren't very good when they first began to be a team, struggled kind of throughout the middle, and now here towards the end, they're really starting to pick up and they have a lot of potential to win a cup in the next few years. And I think this is why fans are mostly so upset with you, is because they have put up with so much through so many hard times, and now the team is just starting to look good, and adding you to the team was very promising that we were going to be getting a cup in the next few years. So I think that a lot of people assume if we get rid of you, it's going to be another rebuilding period for the Blue Jackets. It kind of scares me a little bit to think about getting rid of you. All of the trade offers that I've heard being bounced around don't really sound like they would be worth it to me. And then obviously if we let you walk at the end of the season, we get nothing in return. We lose one of our top players, one of our dynamic line mates. So it is a scary thought to have you leaving, and I could see why that would make people mad. With all of that being said, we fans are so eager, just like all of the players, to have the cup raised here. And I would love to see you in Nationwide Arena hoisting the Stanley Cup above your head as a Blue Jacket. So that's the end of my video. I just wanted to share with you how important you are to us, how much I appreciate you, how much other fans appreciate you. I wanted to give some of the fans who are maybe a little bit angry with you some background about how you came to be the player you are today, how I think your story is so incredible. Like I said, read the rest of that article. There's more that I didn't mention. Obviously, I didn't want to say the whole article here on YouTube. I don't think Aaron would like that very much. But it's an amazing article. You have an amazing story. You're an amazing person. I'm not trying to toot your horn. I genuinely think so. You're probably always going to be one of my favorite players, even if you leave us, although it will sting a little bit at first. But I do hope you stay because I really want to get your jersey. It seems pointless to get it if you're going to leave. But I do want to get it, so you should stay so that I can do that. If for nothing else, stay so that Lindsay can get Artemi Panarin's jersey. Thank you guys so much for watching my video. I would love to see your kind words in the comments below. Please, if you have anything nasty to say, I don't want to see it on this video. I get why people are upset. Don't get me wrong here with this video, I get it, but that's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for fans that are fans of Artemi, as well as the Blue Jackets, sharing their kind words with him through kind of a tough time, I would imagine. Thank you guys. Bye.